very happy Mother's Day. Today, for Mother's Day, we are going to be making a very special dessert. Now, this is out of the Trim Healthy Mama cookbook, and this is called the Chocolate Berry Wedding Cheesecake. We're going to rename it the Chocolate Berry Mother's Day Cheesecake, just for this one episode. So I have a lot of family members coming over tomorrow for Mother's Day, and almost all of us are on a diet. I don't know why, but we've all kind of hit that diet thing at the same time. And so what we're going to do is kind of have a really healthy Mother's Day lunch, and then I'm going to have this healthy cheesecake, and then I bought a little cake for the kids. So I hope you'll join me. This is going to be a lot of fun, and it looks super delicious. Now, I'm going to be making this with an almond crust. I'm actually using some almond flour, and this is going to be kind of a pressed crust. So the crust is also in the cookbook, and it's on page 323. This is the Simple Simon pressed crusts. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the crust, and then we'll make the cheesecake. So we're going to start off today by melting a couple tablespoons of coconut oil. Now, this comes in kind of a hard form, so I think you could probably use it like this since you're making kind of a pressed crust, but I'm going to throw this in the microwave for a few seconds. So I'm going to take some non-stick cooking spray, the coconut cooking spray, and I'm just going to spray the bottom and sides of an 8.5-inch Springform pan. So now that we've got our oil melted, we're going to go ahead and take some, this is actually almond meal. It's a little bit thicker grind than a thin almond flour, but it's the same thing. It's just made from almonds. And so I'm just going to take 2 cups of this, and I'm going to put it in a bowl with the coconut oil. Now it says we're going to take 5 pinches of mineral salt. 3, 4, 5. And then it calls for 1 to 2 teaspoons of super sweet blend. Now they say to put this in a grinder. I'm okay with it the way it is. I'm going to put a little bit of stevia in here, but I'm also going to put a teaspoon of monk fruit sweetener in here. I just like the flavor of the monk fruit. I think it's really good. There you go. Now we're just going to give this a little stir. And you just want to incorporate these ingredients because we're going to push them into the bottom of our sprayed Springform pan. All right, so we're going to take our Springform pan. We're just going to pour our almond mixture down on the bottom of the pan. And we're going to press this in with the bottom of our hands. Now, you can do it just mainly on the bottom if you like, or you can put it up some of the sides. It's whatever you like. I'm going to put it a little bit up on the bottom of the sides, but I don't need it all the way up the sides. This is going to be good for me. There we go. We're just going to set that aside now. We're going to make our cheesecake. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put 3 blocks of cream cheese. Now this is the 3rd less fat cream cheese. I'm going to put 3 of these in my mixer. I've let them sit on the counter for about a half an hour to soften up a little bit. And I'm just going to run these through the blender. Now I'm just going to blend this on low. All right, we're going to add 3 eggs to this. And I'm also going to add the juice of 1 lemon. And just give that a stir in the mixer on low. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. This is vanilla that I made. And we're going to be putting in 3.5 tablespoons of a super sweet blend. So I use a combination of monk fruit sweetener and Swerve. I'm actually going to turn that up to medium. So all I'm going to do at this point is take my cream cheese mixture out of the pan, and we're just going to pour this directly into our almond crust that we have here. And then all I'm going to do at this point is just kind of even it out a little bit. Give it a good couple little shakes. See those little air bubbles that are coming out? We want to get rid of those. It looks perfect. Now I've got a preheated oven I'm going to put it in at 350 degrees, and I'll bring it out in about 30 to 35 minutes as soon as it's set up. So my cheesecake is done. Let me show it to you. Now this cheesecake, it said in the directions it was going to take 35 minutes to cook. Mine actually took over 50 minutes, and it got a little bit brown on the top. So let me show you. So this is my cheesecake. It's completely done now. It did brown a little bit right here. So I may wait until it cools and just kind of scrape some of this off with a knife. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's what I'm gonna do. And the whole cheesecake is done now. So I am gonna start preparing the toppings. I need to make sure this is completely cooled before I top it. But I will show you the next step, but in the meantime, let's get our toppings started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some clean strawberries, and I'm just going to core them. And then I'm going to cut them into really thin slices because that's what we're going to put on our cake. So I think I'll slice them more like this. And because I want these kind of dry, I'm going to put them on a paper towel and just let them finish drying right here. And then as soon as our cake has cooled, our cheesecake's cooled, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do one like this and see how it comes out. Yeah, I think I like it the other way better. So I've got my strawberries all cut up. I put them in the refrigerator. And so now all I'm going to do is take a knife and kind of go along the edge of my cheesecake. So the outside of our Springform pan is off. And now all we're going to do is put this in a cool place and let it cool down. Then we're going to top it with our strawberries, and then we're going to put a little bit of chocolate over it and let that set up until tomorrow. Okay, it's time to decorate our cheesecake. So I'm going to take my strawberries that have been sitting in the refrigerator, and all I'm going to do is just have them go all the way around my design here. See how many we can get in here. You just want them to, actually I think I'm going to start on the outsides of this. I think it would go a little easier. Let's see how this goes. A little bit of skinny chocolate, and if you want that recipe, it's in the Trim Healthy Mama cookbook. Very easy to make. And we're just going to put some chocolate right over the top of this. And I'm going to turn this. I'm going to go the other way too. You See now why I'm doing it on some foil. So thanks for watching. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a like, a thumbs up, or ring the bell for future notifications, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.